This shot was taken at 1 p.m. and as you can see, it's completely dark. It was also dark at 2 p.m, 4 p.m, and 10:30 a.m. This is Svalbard, an area that experiences 24 hours of complete darkness. This occurs because the Earth's tilted axis leaves this part of the globe without sunlight during the winter months. I want to find out what it's really like to live here and how people actually survive these months. I'm currently at Heathrow on my way to Svalbard. These rays of sunshine on my face right now might be the last time I'll be seeing the sun for about 3 days. I also forgot to bring a coat. I don't know how I've managed that, but we are going to the Arctic and I forgot to bring my coat. Svalbard isn't the easiest place to get to. I had to take 2 flights, the first from London to Oslo and the second from Oslo to Svalbard. As you can see, it's very far away and these flights were not cheap, so please subscribe if you enjoy. I am slightly concerned because everyone boarding my flight is dressed as if they're going to a scientific research mission in the Arctic, and I'm dressed for a cold summer's day in the UK. As I made my way towards the top of the globe, I got to enjoy my last sunset for the next little while as I headed into the darkness. Although this time of year in Svalbard might not be the best for sunsets, it is however the perfect time to see the northern lights, so I'm praying that I'll get an insane sighting during this trip. Welcome to Svalbard. If you didn't believe me, it is dark as you can see. It is the evening, so maybe I'm lying. But tomorrow in the middle of the day, it's going to be the same as right now, completely pitch black. It's the famous sign. That is where we came from, London. How the fuck did I get a taxi? I think this is a bit big for me, this one.
It is big for you. So my guest did arrive, so...
Oh, okay, perfect then. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Philippines.
Oh, okay, no way.
160 from Philippines here.
It's the last time I came to Svalbard. Every comment was like, no way, your driver was Filipino. And everyone was like, what the hell? Like, this Filipino is the most northern place on earth.
Everywhere, even to the northern.
So how are you finding it with no sunlight?
No, the only difficult, it's the transition from the 24-hour summer. And it's getting shorter and shorter and shorter.
That's crazy. I just got off the plane about 10 minutes ago and I'm already at my Airbnb. It's like a 5-minute drive. I just walked straight off the plane. Not a single check through the airport. You just walk straight out and the taxi was waiting. In Svalbard, it's very normal to take your shoes off pretty much anywhere. My really appropriate shoes. It basically started with coal miners who didn't want to drag black soot and snow into buildings. 100 years later, and with almost all the coal mines closed, it's still a part of their culture. Welcome to my Airbnb in the world's northernmost town. My Airbnb was great. It cost about £200 a night, so it wasn't cheap, but it had a nice kitchen, a very comfy sofa, a little desk and monitor to do some work, and a bed with some polar bear bed sheets. Really foreshadowing here. It was everything you'd expect, except the photos did show that there was light outside, so slightly misleading because there is currently 0 light. The time of year we're in right now is called polar night. Tomorrow marks the winter solstice, which is the shortest day of the year in the northern hemisphere. It doesn't make too much of a difference here because they have the shortest day of the year for a very long time. It's just technically the darkest day of the year tomorrow. We are outside. I have left my Airbnb. It is about 8 p.m. I'm going to get some dinner. I was about to go to bed, but then I remembered it's a Sunday tomorrow and nothing opens until about 11 a.m. So if I wake up at 6, I won't have anything to do. I found a cozy little restaurant called Croa and ordered a moose burger, which if you think is slightly strange, in Svalbard they also eat reindeer, seal, whale, and ptarmigan, which is an Arctic bird. I have a small feeling there aren't many vegans in this town. This menu has some kind of fur on it. Sorry, vegans. Here is the moose. Feeling very full after dinner, I strolled home as it was bedtime. And as I was getting ready for bed, I turned off all my lights and used my iPad as a red light so that I could feel sleepy and set my circadian rhythm, basically telling my brain it's nighttime, which is extremely important when living somewhere with no light.
I've just woken up and I have no idea what time it is. It could be 3 a.m, it could be 10 a.m. I kind of want to go back to sleep though. Probably shouldn't.
Let's all guess what happened. I went back to sleep.
Good morning. That bed was incredible. I think I just had the best sleep of my life.
I'd somehow managed to sleep for 9 hours and 43 minutes. And as I'm sure most of you know, it's not easy to get out of bed when it's pitch black outside, especially when you know it's gonna be like that all day.
Now, one thing very important, we need to get on as many lights as possible. Let's open the blinds, shall we? Yep. It's dark.
What did I expect? First thing on my itinerary today is stand and stare at the light. I don't know if I need to stare at it like I am. Getting light in the morning is what starts your body clock. That then shuts off melatonin production, which is what makes you feel sleepy. If you miss that first step of light, your melatonin will never fully switch off. You'll be tired all day and then you won't be able to sleep at night either. They could do with putting a TV on the ceiling so I could lie here and watch TV and the light. I'm gonna go to the gym because that is another way that you can reinforce your wake up. Your body knows it's not bedtime if you move your body. I have a problem. The only gym in Svalbard is in like a sports hall. It's about a 12-minute walk away. I'm actually terrified to walk there. I would explain when I go outside, but yeah. Oh, fuck this, guys. Fuck this. I keep looking outside, waiting for it to get a little bit lighter, and it's just not gonna come. That is so depressing. Everyone is wearing one of these things when they walk through the town. Oh, that is so sweet. You are awesome. Have the best day ever. I guess that's what you need to write on the door when you live in 24 hours of darkness. The reason I really do not want to walk to the gym is because it's kind of like up the town. This place, Svalbard, has more polar bears than humans. Polar bears are really scary. They will eat me, just straight up. Supposedly they never really come into the town much. When you actually leave the town, you have to take a rifle with you in case you see a polar bear. I'm not leaving the town, but just walking up it, away from all the shops, away from all the busyness. What the f do I do if I see a polar bear? Like, what do I actually do? Do I just run? Apparently people leave their doors open so you can just run into people's houses if you need to run away from a polar bear. It feels like it's just the middle of the night. It's so weird. Oh, that is so sweet. Someone has lights on their houseplants because otherwise they'll die. Come on, Ben. Stop being a pussy. You're not gonna see a bloody polar bear. Well, you literally might. It's very quiet out right now. No one on the streets. A few people driving their cars. I guess it is a Sunday morning. This is the ultimate Sunday morning in bed spot because there's no reason for you to get out of bed. It's gonna be dark all day. These are all the pipes for the utilities, the hot water, the gas, etc. And they have to be overground because underneath here, the ground is permanently frozen. And these pipes would heat up the ground and destabilize the ground and would ruin foundations. Thank you to ChatGPT for making it seem like I actually know things. I eventually made it safely to the gym. No polar bear sightings just yet, but I was fucking freezing and it was snowing. Look how pretty this is. Svalbard Holland is basically the town's survival center. It has a big gym, a full sports hall, climbing wall, even a swimming pool, and there's also a tanning bed, which I'm sure is very popular. I got a really good workout in, which I'm trying to do more whilst traveling. I've realized I just need to exercise to be happy. It's also extremely bright in here, which I'm sure they've done on purpose. I think if I lived in this town, I would spend my whole life in this gym because what else am I supposed to do? After this, we're gonna go check out the local coffee shop. Can't wait to have my coffee. Alright, gym session complete. And it is still pitch black. It is 11:07. I've only just noticed how silent it is. There is not a single sound. I've just remembered about the polar bears. Quick. I knew it was going to be dark all day, but for some reason I just couldn't believe it. It felt like I was on the Truman Show and they just turned off all the lights. It's a really strange feeling that I just can't explain, which is great. That's my one job, is to try and explain that, but hey. Viewers of the channel will know that I've come to this town before, but really old viewers will know that I've actually made this exact video before. I went to a town that is dark all day. I went to a place called Tromsø in Norway. The thing that I didn't realize about that town, which is different to this, from like 10 AM to 2 PM, it is blue. The sky is somewhat light. You can still see around, whereas this place, because it is so north, it doesn't get any light at all during this period of polar night. So I've turned my camera on really low exposure so you can see more. And if you look in that direction, there is a bit of blue in the sky, just about there. That way is directly south as well, which makes sense. Let me show you what it looks like with my eyes. It's like this. This is basically the main street of shops and cafes and restaurants. And this is a big supermarket. But Sunday, 3 till 6. I will return later to check out the supermarket. I'm really starting to feel the effects of not having a coat. I then made it to one of the free coffee shops in town. They had a little selection of deli food, so I made myself a salad and ordered an iced coffee. Probably the only person having an iced coffee. Cheers to that, guys. It still feels so weird knowing that it's currently the middle of the day. It's completely pitch black outside. I feel kind of tired, and I definitely shouldn't. I had an amazing sleep. I'm just like low energy. I don't really want to do much. I could honestly go back to bed right now. I probably wouldn't be able to actually sleep. I feel like I want to be in bed. I was in Bali about a week ago and then came back to the UK in the middle of December. The days are super short. The sun is barely coming above the horizon. Within the space of a few days, I just felt my overall mood and motivation just like drop to the ground. Can't imagine how much worse that feeling is living here. I then watched one of my favorite YouTubers and reluctantly returned to the cold and dark outdoors. I witnessed possibly the best way to get around town.
That looks so fun.
Although going uphill has gotta be shit. Unfortunately, I had some work to do, so I made the most of the desk in my Airbnb and locked in. I always get comments on these videos asking me how I make money. I make money through making these videos, but the main way that I make money is through sponsors. For maybe 7 or 8 years, I've worked with a manager who gets me the deals, manages my emails. I've decided to do that by myself, and I need to make myself a website. I want to be able to show all the deals I've done before, or the companies I've worked with. And on that note, this video has been sponsored by Odoo. Odoo is an all-in-one management software for your business, and I'm going to use it today. Your first Odoo app is free for life as well, which is amazing. As you can see, there is so many different things you can choose from. A website, an e-com store, invoicing, accounting, inventory, manufacturing, anything you may need, Odoo probably does it. So we're gonna do a website. Ben Morris, let's put in our email address. Building a website with Odoo is super simple. You can just drag and drop different blocks. Everything is super easily customizable. I wanna add the previous companies I've worked with. And I can simply do that by just going through and replacing these logos. I can even animate each element in the click of a button. You can easily save pages and blocks and then just reuse them whenever you need. You can preview your website on mobile. If you're looking to make a website, start your business, need to do accounting, anything you might need, make sure to try out Odoo. It's by far the best all-in-one management software. Make sure to check out the link down below. It really helps me out when you guys interact with the sponsors. This is how I make money on YouTube. A few hours later, I exited my cave with a mission. I wanted to speak to as many locals as possible and find out how they survive here and how they aren't all depressed. Or maybe they are. That says visit Svalbard. I think this is the tourism office in here. Put your shoes on. Do you live here?
Yes, I do.
Full time?
Yeah.
Wow. How do you find the winters? Like this?
Cold. Yeah, it gets kind of depressing.
Really?
But you get used to it. So.
Yeah. Do you find it hard to like sleep or feel awake in the morning?
I sleep all the time.
Really?
I sleep at school during breaks.
Yeah.
I sleep when I get home. I sleep during the night.
Yeah. She then showed me some of the tours that you can book in Svalbard, but it is not cheap. I was trying not to break the bank this trip, so decided against any tours, but there is a lot to do if you have money. I need to get my friend a shot glass. He has a little collection, so let's try to add to it. This shop has a sign that says all the polar bears in this shop are already dead. Please leave your weapon with the staff. This will do the trick. The tradition continues. I'm gonna write my mum a postcard. Vegans might want to tune out to this, but this was an Arctic fox. Ripped my little guy. Look at his little paws. I just googled it and the skin of his hat is seal. Poor little seals sacrifice themselves to make some hats. I'm sure they ate them as well. Look at this guy. He is for sale for 26,000. Oh, hi.
Hi.
Just ears, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. Do you live here in Svalbard?
Yeah.
How long for?
8 years.
8 years. Wow. How do you manage in the winter?
I love it.
Really? How come?
I think we know how to dress so we aren't cold.
But the sunlight? Do you miss the sun a bit?
No, because we have midnight sun for 4.5 months in the summer.
Of course. So you're sick of it by then.
Yeah.
Yeah. What activities what like hobbies and stuff do you do in the winter?
Now we are waiting for the snowmobile season.
Okay.
That's the best.
Oh, so it's not, you can't do it yet because...
Yes, but what to see? Why traveling around and you don't see anything?
She had a good point. That was a pretty stupid question from me. I feel so underdressed. I'm walking around in a hoodie and joggers and just Adidas shoes. Honestly though, it's not that cold. I could be outside for 20-30 minutes, maybe a bit longer, and I'll be okay. After that amount of time, my feet start to get cold, I get cold. I love a good outdoor store. I don't know what half of this stuff is, but it just looks great. Like a pocket towel. I never knew I wanted one of those, but I want one now. Is a woolly hat gonna suit me? Maybe not. I have finally chosen a hat. Hi there, how are you?
Hi, good, you?
Do you live here?
Yeah, many years.
How do you do the winter? How do you deal with it? What's the secret?
By now, I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Used to be easier, I think.
Really? You think it gets
I'm
harder?
getting older, and I feel like in the winter time, and the darkness and all of that. So now it's like every year we feel like, why shouldn't we go traveling or something?
Yeah, right.
I've been here now for 30 years. So it's kind of my home place now.
Wow.
I don't have many options really, and it's our family business as well. We are like second generation here now.
Yeah.
It's also for a fact, you know, I don't have any numbers, but you could imagine there's a lot of things going on in like depression wise,
Yeah, right.
you know?
Yeah. I mean, it's so common in just northern countries, regardless of like here, you know, where it's completely dark. Thank you very much. Have a nice evening. See you around. That was such an interesting conversation with the guy that runs that shop. Feels like a lot of people probably aren't here fully out of choice. It's something you maybe get sucked into, or you know, start a job here, a temporary job, and you end up staying because you do love it, but then maybe part of you wants to leave. As usual, I bought a fridge magnet to add to the collection and found a little Christmas present for my mum. Just these, please. I don't speak Norwegian, but that says student bolige. I assume this is student accommodation for the university, which is somewhere down there. Svalbard has a population of about 2,500. Those people are from over 50 different countries. Svalbard is technically not its own country, but kind of is. I'll try explain. So Svalbard is part of Norway, but the Svalbard Treaty gives many different nations equal rights to operate here, carrying out activities such as mining and fishing. However, the treaty also makes Svalbard a demilitarized zone, meaning no military presence is allowed. The cool thing about Svalbard is pretty much anyone can move here without a visa. You are, however, expected to support yourself. There is no welfare support. If you lose your job, you basically have to leave. That being said, they only have 8% personal tax here, which I believe is one of the lowest personal taxes in the world. I then made it to another little coffee shop called Huskies, which literally has huskies inside. Can I say hello? No? But I don't think he liked me. Oh. Okay. Also, fun fact, cats are actually banned in Svalbard to protect the Arctic bird life. The more you know. I'm going to the spot where I took the thumbnail for my last Svalbard video. It is somewhere down here. Next up on my agenda was to check out the supermarket, and for a small town, it is huge. They sell everything, including a lot of polar bear themed items. Polar bear neck pillow, polar bear mug, polar bear eye mask, polar bears, which honestly made me more concerned about my safety, especially considering there are signs telling you not to bring your weapons inside. A little reminder that people really have to protect themselves here. This is probably very popular here. Good bit of self-tan. This is the best chocolate in the world. If you've never had it, please get it. I think this is the coolest shopping bag I've ever got from a supermarket. Hello guys, are you cold? No? They're just chilling. It is time to get some dinner. Decided to try out the Thai restaurant for the town. It smells so good in here. Now that it's evening, obviously it doesn't feel that weird that it's dark. We've got beef drunken noodles and chicken spring rolls. This is definitely gonna burn my mouth. Way too hot, as I predicted, but they taste good. Drunken noodles. I don't know why they're called drunken noodles. Oh, they're so hot. I'm now back home after dinner, which was actually really good. I had an activity booked for like now, but I've decided not to go. I just don't feel good. I don't know whether I'm just having a bad day or I don't really want to do anything right now. Sounds a bit depressing, but I don't know how else to put it. I just kind of want to go to bed. I can't imagine one day of darkness can have this much effect on me mentally. I'm just not used to having my energy and my like motivation in the dark. Maybe I should eat my chocolate. That would probably make me happy. I just know I'm gonna finish it all in one go. Good morning everyone, it is day 3. I woke up super early this morning. I have learnt the hard way, there is absolutely nothing to do in this town in the morning. The coffee shop opens at 10 AM. The main store opens at 12. Everything is closed except the hotel. There is a hotel which is open. Apparently I can go get breakfast there. I'm in a good mood today, which is amazing because I wasn't yesterday. I don't know what it is. I just feel like I'm in one big night right now. Good morning, everyone. Can you guys see how icy this road is? First job, I'm getting some breakfast, and in second job, we are going to do what I was supposed to do last night, but I didn't because I was being a little... It's like a 25-minute walk out of town. Well, it's kind of semi in town, which is slightly sketch because I don't have a rifle and I'm not trained to fight off a polar bear. I don't think anyone is actually. Hi there. I was wondering if I could get breakfast. I'm not a guest. I just want to pay. Wow, look at this. It looks so good. I'm running slightly late, but I am walking across town. I have about a 20-minute walk, Google says. So just that way is the sea. You would be able to see it usually. Oh, there's a car on this road. Why is the car on this road? Car is just driven onto the pavement. Most of the town is back up that way. We are walking down along that way to the port, which is where all the cruise ships stop whenever they come to Svalbard. We have found the world's northernmost fuel station. That is a pretty cool sign. As you can see, it's not actually that cold right now. 4 degrees, and it is 9:20 in the morning. 3 days until Christmas. The reason why everyone used to wear high-vis jackets is because there's not really pavements and there is big lorries driving by. I definitely do not want to go in there. That looks terrifying. Why is it just flashing on and off? We have made it to Svalbard. As you can see, it is floating and it is something inside there. I am excited for this. These are ladders to get into the water. I don't know if I'm able to do that because not only do they have a polar bear warning sign, but there's walruses as well. Anyways, this is basically a floating sauna. Oh, it's warm inside here. Well, that's just great, isn't it? My camera was clearly quite cold outside. Yeah, I don't know if I should go in the water. As you can see, let me just make it clearer. Be aware of the walrus. This guy. That's not good. Never swim alone. Here is a before the sauna. I'm so cooked. I think I've just realised there's no shower here. So I'm gonna have to get back into my clothes without showering. There we go, the floating sauna of Svalbard. Really quite sad that I didn't get to go for a swim. I'm gonna be sensible for once in my life. It says do not swim alone in bold letters. I should probably listen. 25 minutes back into town. You know what, this town could be great if you needed to, let's say, write a movie or finish a book, do something really creative. Just come here during polar night and just lock yourself away. Feels like I could be a lot more creative or do a lot more reflection and thinking. I guess there's just not much distraction. Oh, more big diggers. It's a scary garage again. What is going on in there? A man is getting turned into a polar bear. Or the other way around. You know what's crazy? I'm in the Arctic, the most northern permanent civilization. It's not even that cold. I'm in a jumper, a t-shirt, a layer underneath, and I'm good. Svalbard is actually warming about 5 to 7 times the global average. In just the last few decades, winter temperatures have risen several degrees, and it will now rain in the winter, which used to be completely unheard of. Global warming is massively affecting Svalbard. It's not this temperature every day in the winter, but currently 3 degrees. I really don't feel that cold. I guess I was just in a sauna, actually. That does make a lot of sense. Back at the cafe, I have got the same meal as I had the other day. I want to talk about a Norwegian word that keeps coming up when I'm researching how people actually survive the polar night. The word is kusli. It doesn't directly translate to anything in English. It's kind of like cozy, creating a nice environment inside when it's not so nice outside. Appreciating the time you get to hibernate indoors. I was thinking about this yesterday, and I guess living in a place like this, it just takes a bit of time to feel grateful for the things you do have, or things that you can actually enjoy more because there's no sun, like being indoors, having a cozy space, or spending time with friends, etc. After lunch, I walked over to the post office to send my mum her postcard and came across the town's library, which is clearly the place where parents just get rid of their kids for the day. It's also a great place to get some work done if you have noise cancelling headphones or the kids just aren't there. They have a selection of movies that you can borrow, a Nintendo Switch you can play, chessboard, and I guess you could also read a book, considering it is a library. And they had a lot of them. 12:20. Sun is nowhere to be seen, and it will stay that way for a long time. This town will be in complete darkness for the next month or so. When this town finally does get its first glimpse of the sun, I'm sure everyone will be very happy. Around March the 8th, there is something called Solfestuka, or Sun Festival Week, when the sun officially returns. They have a week of festivities, and I'm sure everyone is in pretty good spirits. I think I would genuinely cry seeing the sun for the first time in months. I've just kind of realized since I've actually been here, it feels like one day. You know when you do an all-nighter and you're up the next day and it just feels really strange. You feel like you've been awake for ages, because you have. My brain is just so used to having the sun as an anchor. Daylight, nighttime, daylight, nighttime. I haven't had either of those here, so I just can't properly differentiate the days in my head. It just feels very strange. Such a unique experience. I would love to know more about what it actually does to your brain spending this long in complete darkness. Like, oh my god, surely not seeing the sun for months on end is gonna change your brain chemistry somehow. I mean, you're gonna get pale as fuck, that's for sure. I then packed up my things, ready for my flight, and had a little surprise in store for me on my way to the gym.
Think you won't be able to see on camera, but that is the Northern Lights. There is no way. Look at that.
Holy moly, look how quick it's moving.
It was beautiful. The Northern Lights were dancing across the sky. But if you think this is good, wait till you see what I saw on the plane home.
How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I remember you.
Yes.
Going to the airport.
Yes, please.
You have just a quick visit.
Yeah, very quick. I'm ready to go back though. I missed the daylight.
And the trees.
Yeah, and the trees, yeah. Alright, goodbye Svalbard. It has been real. I cannot wait to see the sun again. It's gonna be so good.
I was so happy to see the light over the horizon, but as I was about to sleep, the pilot announced that he was going to turn off all the lights and we should probably take a look out of the window. This trip made me feel so grateful, even for the short days we have in the UK's winter. Clearly people do live happy and healthy lives here in Svalbard, but it definitely affects a lot of people there. Having a set routine, good connections, and trying to actually appreciate the seasons is definitely the answer to surviving here. Do you think you could live here? Because I don't think I could.